Rachel. Oh, Dratch.
I was going to go with that. The thing you do not say when Rachel Dratch is going to be your guest. You don't say, oh, Dratch.
Yeah,
you say, Rachel Dratch.
She's so cool. Rachel, everyone loves her on the show. She's always a score machine. She's got funniness. Someone's yelling at me.
You're being yelled at?
At the side, they're going, up the energy. You're fucking bombing.
I'll compensate.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody.
Yeah.
Did you see that little machine?
They act like we're the morning zoo crew.
Rachel makes me happy.
Mm-hmm.
I loved our podcast with her. Mm-hmm. And, Debbie Downer, we go through all that, how it came about, all of her great sketches. Mm-hmm. She's just truly one of, I know it's a cliche, but it's true, organically funny people we've ever had on our podcast. And we've had a lot of funny people. And so sweet.
I met her early on. She did a thing in Dickie Roberts, that old movie. Oh, a couple people remember? Thank you. Add applause. And
did she get to wear clothes in that scene?
She was very funny. She's always like scoring in Adam's movies. Wherever you throw her, she gets a laugh. Any sketch, she gets a laugh.
Mm-hmm. She's a super pro. And she's like a just hyper real person. Like there was no edge to her that you're Rachel Dratch. I think we talked to her about that. Just people coming up to her like she used to be in awe of people. And
this just came to me. She was nervous about meeting hosts. She's very shy. She doesn't seem like it. I'm shy too.
Are you wearing an earpiece because you're especially witty today?
I am?
Someone feeding you lines because it just came to me.
It just came to me. No, I have a gift no one wants.
But we talk about with her a lot of SNL stuff and the phenomenon of just meeting someone who's way more famous than you and then going through a week of this huge experience they're going to have and how nerve-wracking it is when you first meet like a Sharon Stone or whoever when you're a cast member. So it's very sweet.
And on a side note, this is the coat I talked about my Netflix special that cost me so much where they said you can't wear it really outside. This is because it's a puffer with leather, and they go, ultimately, don't wear it in snow, rain, wind, clouds. I'm just going to tell you because people are freaking out about this coat. They can't focus on what we're saying.
Wait a minute, David. I'm not trying to get us to start a company, but the ultimate puffer, if you ever want to go on a jacket thing, you just said it. You heard it here. Mm-hmm. This is live. The ultimate puffer, we put them out. They're kind of funny from the Fly on the Wall guys. Yeah. I'm just trying to monetize.
We could have merch.
I want to be Ryan Reynolds a little bit. Hi, Ryan.
We could make money because this was $30,000. So...
Well, the ultimate puffer.
We make it for 30.
This is the world's greatest leather jacket. I've called this for 20 years. Yeah. I bought it at Barney's, and there's no leather jacket in the world as good as this one.
None.
We're starting to sell merch right now. Ultimate leather jacket, puffer what?
The perfect puffer.
The perfect puffer.
And here's Rachel Dratch. That's good.
That part's not going to be my start, is it?
I don't know. It could be.
Hi.
Hey, you guys. It's Rachel Dratch. Woo!
Sometimes you're a whiz. There's people who take like 20, 25 minutes to get on this thing. I once took an hour and a half. And then David just hosted the show. Rachel.
Tom Hanks still isn't on.
Hi. I'm so excited to be here and see you guys.
That's more like the attitude we're looking for. We like that. We've had a lot of your friends on, Rachel.
I know. I've been listening.
Oh, you have?
A lot of, really?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes, I love it.
Okay, well.
It's like a support group and fun.
It is. It is. We are alumni of this incredibly bizarre, wonderfully bizarre experience called Saturday Night Live.
You know, what's funny is that, Dana, it's like a support group in the way that you can't really complain to outside people about Saturday Night Live because they're so happy you're on it and they can't believe you're on it. So if you have micro complaints, no one wants to hear them. It's like if you do a movie, you can never say, "Hey, to get up early." They go, "You're in a movie," and you go, "Oh, yeah, you're right."
And they have a point.
So it is point. So, but with other people in a movie or other people on SNL, you can kind of whisper, "I can't believe they brought us in an hour early today." And they go, "Yeah, me too." and then they understand,
They cut the best part. The best part. They cut it. God damn
well, that's all day. That's all day when you look at the rundown. This shit got on?
Our set is under the bleachers. We're so far away from the audience, we had to cut our entrance. I hate this show. But enough about week one.
No, I'll tell Rachel a story, then she'll talk toward the end.
We don't like our guests to talk very much.
I know. I know.
She knows how sickening.
No, because you guys say that all
Okay,
the time.
good. Because
it's not really true.
It's
no,
more
that's
like
your thing that you say
dinner where we all talk to each other.
Exactly.
Yeah,
right.
And it doesn't stress,
which is good. It takes the pressure
right.
off.
We don't want to stress you out. Like
it's a
Rachel.
conversation.
It's a conversation.
Yeah, you don't want to talk.
That's what we've been trying to tell the production company.
No, this is so embarrassing, but I couldn't sleep last night because I was all like, I don't know, like Christmas morning about doing this. Like, I don't know.
Oh,
I had
we're flattered.
Kind of fun anxiety, but just I was like, oh my God, I'm doing that tomorrow. And then I couldn't sleep.
Well,
so anyway.
we're going to put your feet to the fire.
I don't sleep a lot of nights, so it's not a big deal. My mind goes crazy at night. And I didn't sleep very well last night because I knew I'd be seeing you this morning.
Okay.
So, and then
All right.
I dreamed about you. No, it's totally normal. It's kind of a smash. We're sort of a global hit, so it's appropriate to be David, say your thing, and then we'll let Rachel talk.
I forgot my thing.
What? You forgot your statement?
No, I forgot, but I will tell Rachel just to relax her
where you were.
that one of my stories about SNL that it just shows you how it screws with you is in a good way. Is that one time I was doing Coneheads applause. Oh my God, a couple people in the back saw it. So I was.
Why did they call them Coneheads? I never got the connection.
Dana.
Is because their heads were shaped like cones?
I don't think that's it.
Okay. All right. So you're in Coneheads.
So I'm in Coneheads. And the movie, they go, the sketch did well. Do you want to be in a movie that won't work as well? And I said, yes, of course. So I had a pickup shot, which was good because I tested okay. And they go, Lauren goes, we're going to add a scene with you, which is good news. I said, oh, okay. So it's during a show week, which is bad news. So Rachel knows the drill. You have a read through on Wednesday. So after read through, Friday morning, I had to fly to do. So what happened after read through? I took a red eye. And they go, you're going to fly to LA. This is such a fucking long story. I'm sorry, Rachel.
How does it relate to?
It's okay.
It doesn't at all. It just shows. Actually, okay. I'll save it because it's so dumb. Because everyone's going to yell at me. But I just thought I'd settle Rachel in by saying we all have our pros and cons of being on SNL. And most are cons, obviously, but there's some that are harder.
I had pros, but I'll just say this as an overarching word package for you to digest. Yeah. Show business in general is an emotionally violent sport. Mm-hmm. That's all I'll say.
It's tough.
It and emotions can be violently great, but it's a topsy-turvy kind of wookity-woo. And there she is.
She's making a break for it. Where do you think you're going?
She's trying to run out of the podcast, but she's carrying her.
I hear people on the street. I'm closing the window. Okay.
Oh, interesting. We thought you were trying to escape our podcast.
No.
So your first day, we can bounce wherever you want, but I'm just thinking your first day when you walked in there, you knew, was Tina already there? And
Yeah, Tina was there and Adam McKay was there, who I knew from Second City.
Yes. So did you just hang on to them a little bit? I mean, it's so nerve-wracking.
I mean, it's so, like, I was the only new person that year. Well, there was one writer that I knew too that was new, but I was the only new actor. So,
what year is this?
When you get there,
season?
This is 1999. Okay. Yeah. So when you get there, so I don't know why I sort of thought there's going to be like the welcome packet. Here's what you do. I don't know why.
The little envelope with a string on it.
I don't even mean like fanfare. I just mean
like anything.
Instructions or something.
Yeah. This is your room. Yeah.
And then I definitely was like following Tina around like a lap dog, like, where do I go? What? But she had her own stuff to do. So, but it was me and this writer, Ali Farinaki, and who we knew each other from Second City. And our office was like this kind of storage closet that they put
posing as an office.
But no, it was, so we had each other, so that was good. But it's definitely like, throw the baby in the pool and and see what happens.
It is
kind
a
of thing.
whole
I do that with
culture of
babies.
not really telling you what's going on or where you what you're standing in the show. Yeah.
But on the flip side, like SNL, like of course it's the dream job, as we all know. And my dream job moment was before that even happened. It was actually the 25th anniversary show. So that was my very first time. Like even though I had no part in it, I was invited to come watch. So like I got swept up when I get there, like get into hair and makeup and here's this dress. And like, I was coming from Second City, like there was no hair and makeup or anything. So I had like full glam squad and in the dressing room was Lily Tomlin and Elvis Costello and Dan Aykroyd. And that's my very first, and I was like, because Lily Tomlin, like I watched her when I was, 4 or something. Yeah. And Elvis Costello, so and Dan Aykroyd. So I was just like, I think I literally pinched myself. So, it is the dream come true. And then, it's like that plus thrown in the pool.
When you pinched yourself,
platter.
did you wake up or was it not a dream?
It was all real.
Okay.
It was.
That's a wax museum to walk into those three. I mean, it spans
totally.
These
a lot.
are legendary, and it's a mix. It's a musical guest.
Music, boppity beep,
Yes.
boop. What was your first character you used to do when you were a little kid? What would you do?
When your dad was being a radiologist.
Someone did their Wikipedia research.
He could see right through you. No matter when you got drunk in high school, the radiologist.
Oh, right.
He would look.
Nice.
That's all I got,
X-ray
Rachel.
vision. I like it.
Take us back to 8-year-old Rachel.
Oh my God. So I was actually really shy when I was little. I don't know if either of you guys were. You were?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I was pretty shy. And then I started
Not David.
But my dad was really funny. So then in around junior high, I sort of became more of like the class clown type. And like my friends, my like gal pal friends were really funny. And then I used to watch SNL. Like I discovered it when I was in 3rd grade. And I would like make my friends stay up and watch it.
Wow, 3rd is a little early. That's good.
I know. So I had this friend who had an older brother, and like I'd sleep over her house, and he was watching. I was like, "What is this?" I didn't remember like the bee sketch.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't understand it at all. I didn't get that. I don't even know if I still don't. Yeah, exactly. But I was still like,
love it.
Oh my God! And like Samurai and Lisa Lubner, like all those. I mean, Gilda Radner, everything. Yeah. And so then I was just sort of. Even though half of it was probably going over my head, I was just really into it. And I would watch it every week and make my friends stay up too.
And would you mimic them? Would you mimic
no, I wasn't like
stuff from it or
it's so weird.
You weren't a thief?
I wasn't really this no, I mean I wasn't really like doing characters.
I know.
Yeah, I was just more like
just a funny person.
Into doing the school plays and stuff like that. And then like class clown school plays combo sort of thing. But I wasn't like a kid who was like, I'm going to be honest. I don't know if you guys were from a young age or what. But.
Oh, no.
No, we were smart enough to think you couldn't ever get on SNL.
Exactly.
That was impossible from 495 Wellington. Do you remember the address of your familial home?
In Lexington.
Mine was 495 Wellington.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it still is. My mom still lives there.
We don't. So. Can we give that address out? And when they're not normally
and how
home,
do you get there from the airport?
If you want to meet Rachel's mom,
we should auction off a meet and greet at the end.
Exactly, she'd be into that probably.
I lived at 702 East Brenda in Casa Grande, Arizona. Take that, America.
Okay.
495 Wellington Drive. Home number, landline 415-591-8128.
948-5888. Yeah,
I still call you on that number.
Oh, my number? Yeah.
So Rachel, you're a little kid and you fall in love with Saturday Night Live. And you're afraid to even hope at that point.
Exactly.
Like, really,
I was still kind of shy.
Yeah.
And then I was then in high school I did school plays and stuff like that. And
does it help your social life to be class clowny?
Yeah, I would say so. But I mean, all my friends were funny. Like I just
am I your friend?
Funny, you are, and you're very funny. No, I mean, I like this. Like they're still really. I still am in touch with these same women, and it's just. I don't know. We sort of have this comedy vibe going on, so everyone was funny.
I have the same thing. I have a lot of friends from high school. We ran track and cross country, but I was always doing characters or little impressions. I didn't really know I was a comedian, and I'm friends with them now. So they've been with you this whole time.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's cool when you have
Did
friends
some
from
of them
that.
get known
Yeah.
and some went into different fields?
None of them were really into acting.
Okay.
They were just kind of funny
They were
little
normal?
quipsters, normal people. But fun fact, which I've actually said before, but Amy Poehler grew up in the next town over, even though we didn't know each other.
Really?
But we did work in the same ice cream parlor, but not at the same time.
Oh, that's ice
So
cream
we both
parlor.
worked
Ice
at
cream
this place
parlor.
called Chadwick's. Which
Welcome
we
to
talked about
Chadwick's.
before.
What the fuck do you
Chadwick's.
want?
Yeah, you want
But,
your fucking wicked ice cream? I can't do it, but I love when you
You want
do
a
it.
That wasn't
cone?
bad.
I copy you. You said wicked pissa.
Oh, you're the one.
Wicked
Yeah.
I was
yeah.
watching the Boston thing with Jimmy, but
Yeah.
I always ask this question. No one has an answer, but go ahead, finish your
What?
thought. I like to
Oh no,
interrupt
I
you
was
there.
gonna say, but then when I went to college, there was an improv group there, and I didn't really know what improv was, but I saw this group rehearsing, and I was like, oh, I think I could do that, So then that's how I kind of fully was like really into comedy when I joined that
Fun
group.
and scary.
So, you had a moment in high school where you got a little confident somehow, like maybe I'm meant to maybe kind of do this? Because I was asked to
no.
speak for the junior varsity cross country team, and it came out kind of funny and stuff. I had little episodes like that.
You came
Kinda
out
like,
as
maybe I
church
should-
lady.
Well,
Did you? Was church lady like a
my
rudimentary?
mom actually made the dress from scratch when I was 5, and they would have me dress in a dress and prance around. No, that was much later.
Yeah.
That could be real.
I know, I
don't
kinda
know.
bought into it.
No.
Oh my gosh, I love the church. I just need to blurt out. Like I had this fan out thing
Blurt out.
of how much I love your characters and naughty parts and gorged and tingling. We would always quote you on that.
Yeah.
It always sounds funnier when someone does it. Is that what she would say? Naughty and gore. It was such a pornographic.
Naughty parts and gorged and tingling.
That's because the censors didn't want me to say penis, so I had substituted
right.
that. It was way more pornographic. Naughty and gorged.
amazing.
And an
loaf, and they're
older
like,
woman
this is
saying
great.
it and almost turned on by it. It's like she's so focused
Exactly.
on it. And
Well-
she's a church lady.
That was a very lucky thing. I mean, for you, so you get you. We're going back for a
right.
second. So,
So,
you
okay.
join the college
yeah.
glee club.
Yeah, the improv group. But so I think what I noticed is, there were a lot of like in acting class or the play or whatever. There weren't a lot of people who were into being the comedy part, and like that was the part I always gravitated towards. Like when people say comedy's hard, I'm like, no, doing the drama part where you have to be crying your eyes out. Like to me, that's hard. It's like not fun.
I think it's
at
more
all.
overtly embarrassing to be that vulnerable. But when you're being
I don't know
funny,
how
you're in
people do
charge and kicking ass when you're funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kicking ass.
Kicking ass.
So, so then I don't know. I sort of thought like, oh, maybe I could do. I at least sort of. I wasn't like I'm gonna make it, but I was like, I at least want to know that I gave it a shot, and then I can go back and have a regular job. I don't know if you guys were like comedy or bust, or did you have like I just want to try this? But Dana, did you did stand up? Is that how you?
Well,
started,
the
or-
stand-up scene, they started building comedy clubs on every block in 1979, right as I got out of college. I mean, there was no comedy clubs before that, so I would just play biker bars and delicatessens. But I said to myself, because it seemed like trying to be the president or the first man on the moon,
Yeah.
literally, I'll try this till I'm 30 and see if something happens.
Oh, okay.
But then the club
I
scene
was like-
exploded. What about you?
Well, I didn't do stand up at all. I just wanted to do improv and sketch. So I was like, I'll try to. So during my sophomore summer, we went out to Chicago because one of the guys in our group lived there, and I checked out Second City and Improv Olympic, and I was like, okay, I'm going to try Chicago after college and then just see how it goes. But
Yeah.
no high hopes or anything. And so then that's how I went out there to try it again into Second City. It took a while and I took the classes and everything, but then eventually got in.
Well,
Second
what
City.
did mom and dad think? Because you went to Dartmouth, so
I
you're
did,
a
yeah.
brainiac, and then you're in what's this? Second who? City
Yeah.
what? You're prancing around in a little costume. Who the fuck you think you are? Get a real job. I mean, they were just very
No.
sweet. That was my
No,
impression.
they were. So, I mean, like I said, my dad was sort of, he was into comedy,
Okay.
he was very funny. So he sort of gave it this kind of reverence or whatever. So they were sort of like, yeah, go try. I don't know what their inner monologue was if they were like, what the hell is she doing? But but no, they were supportive. And then like every year I made a little bit of progress, like I'd be on the house team at Improv Olympic or get into the touring company. So it wasn't like, instant success. Like most of us know, it takes a while. So it was sort of like incremental.
How did you
steps.
make ends meet, as they say? And it's okay if mom and dad gave you a little bit.
No, well, first I was also interested in psychology. So I did work in a psychiatric hospital for a while.
Oh, was John Lovitz there?
He was.
That's a joke, John.
There.
He was a patient for 9 years.
He was not there. I did that for a while because I was still sort of like, maybe I want to be in psychology. Like I was still a little torn.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also temped for most of it. Oh, and I was a horrible waiter. I got downgraded at California Pizza Kitchen. I was locked into the bar back position. But
how did you blow it as a waiter?
I was mainly just a temp. I couldn't carry all those plates on my arm.
Well, bar back, you have to lift 60 pounds of a bus tub.
Oh, well, whatever. I was like the to-go girl, whatever. It wasn't a lot of manual labor. But no, mainly I was a temp. I temped and answered phones.
And this and that.
Secretary.
Did you live in like an apartment with roommates and stuff? Was it struggling?
Yes, I lived in a... I mean, Chicago was so fun because you could get this amazing apartment for like $300 if you had a roommate, and the apartment, it was just such a fun time. Like I moved up there barely knowing anybody. And then I was with all these people that now. I mean, we all were there together. And it was just such a fun time because like you'd go do your improv show or just go watch an improv show at the beginning. And then everyone would hang out together. So you were with all these funny people all the time. And it was
Adam McKay,
your whole world.
Adam McKay, Tina Fey.
Adam McKay, Tina, later on, Amy Poehler. And, oh my gosh, so many people. Well, like when I was in the touring company, at Second City, Amy Sedaris was on the main stage and like Stephen Colbert and Steve Carell. They were on.
What happened to those
cast.
guys, Colbert and Carell?
I never heard from them again. But I didn't like hang with them because they were the people you were like, oh, look at them. I was like behind them.
Well, Carell's like that. He throws his weight around.
Yeah.
Humblest guy ever. But
no, I was more with Tina and Scott Adsit, Jack McBrayer, Nia Vardalos. We were all kind of in the same generation.
Wow.
And oh my gosh, I'm forgetting like half of them right now. But everyone, Brian McCann and Brian Stack.
Oh, Brian McCann. Oh man,
like,
is he funny?
Conan. And
yeah. I did.
Don Glazer.
Another great.
Anyway, it was like, it felt like this sort of golden age. I mean, maybe everyone felt like that in Chicago
but
whenever
did
they
you
were
feel
there.
it at the time? Because I would think back later and be nostalgic for those early days. But at the time, it was sort of a struggle. But you were happy at the time, like I'm in the golden age, kind of.
I mean, it's so like this sounds so Pollyanna, but it was. I just remember being so like laughing so much at what other people were doing on stage. Like everyone had their own style and. Event like when you first get on the main stage, I was like really. Actually, SNL came through to scout when I first got on the main stage, and so then like I was, it wasn't like I was super confident when I first got on that big stage, So I was like definitely not what I'm saying right now. I was like, scared and improvising in front of this bigger crowd, everything. So anyway, they came through and they picked like all these people to go audition, but except me and like two other people. So, but I mean, now looking back, I'm like, okay, yeah, I didn't really have characters. I wasn't.
Did you know who it was?
I was pretty green. Who
they picked to audition? Did anyone get to the show?
Was it Marcy?
Yeah, so that year, Marcy. Yeah, I think Marcy was there. And that year, like they took Dave Koechner and Nancy Walls. I think
that's when I was there.
Steve Carell's wife.
I think, yeah. And I'm not sure if that was. I think that's the same year. But anyway, then but then I was on the stage for like 3 more years, and they don't come through like every year. They're coming. Like you never know.
Right.
So like they came back 3 years later, and then I was on. And then I had a lot more experience and a lot more characters, and then I got to go audition.
When you did, what was your happening characters that were popping for you?
Well, okay, no. First of all, I didn't get the job this year, even though
your second time around, still no job.
Yeah, second time. No, okay. Then the second time I got it. But the first year I did the Boston thing because Tina and I had done this Boston duo.
Can you do it? Because people loved it when they hear voices.
Oh yeah,
so do a little bit of the Boston.
We were like,
a couple notes.
It's wicked smart.
Wink and Smat. Yeah, no, it was Tina and I. We were mother-daughter shopping at the Burlington Mall. And that was our initial scene. And then when I eventually got to SNL, we would write those together for, yeah.
And then you did them with Jimmy too. Yeah.
With Jimmy. Yeah. And then I didn't really do that many impressions, but at the time, like Ally McBeal was the big show. So I did Callista Flockhart for my audition.
How do you do her?
Yeah,
It's really kind of just a face, which you can't see on this podcast. But it's just like you turn your lip up and kind of look off to the side.
Oh, I
like
see
this.
the up. Yeah.
And then you kind of stutter. What? I don't know. But like now no one knows that show. So it's sort of obsolete.
I know.
That's how I got on. Whatever. I did it on.
It is
SNL
a good weird one.
ago.
That's a big point
it's weird,
if you do difficulty. You're doing an impression that not everyone does. They look at that, they go,
You know what I did for so then I got to come back the next year and audition again. And that year I did talk about obscure, but I did Paula Poundstone and Rita Rudner.
What?
But I mean I don't really remember, like it's probably I haven't done this in like 20 years. So if I try it right now, it'll probably suck. But Paula Poundstone, she had this bit about like, so I opened up a box of Pop Tarts and there's 2 Pop Tarts in there. So and now I got to eat both Pop Tarts. Like that was my
That
Paula
is
Poundstone.
good.
I'm sure
lived
Dana
with Paula
worked with her.
Poundstone.
Oh, you
I
were-
was working with Paula in San Francisco, and she lived with my wife and I. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. So you have like a scrutinizer. Of
No,
Paula
that was
Poundstone.
Paula. She was an amazing comedian. Amazing. She is an amazing improviser, and that's very much her. And
she did have a
could-
voice, yeah.
I went obscure. I went obscure for that. But
I
then
love
I tried
that.
to
Could
do
I hear
more.
it just one more time?
Oh, so I opened up a box of Pop Tarts and I tried to eat just one Pop Tart, but there's 2 Pop Tarts there. Something like
You
that.
didn't do Rita Rudner,
great.
did you?
Rita Rudner.
No, you can't do Rita.
I
Well,
can.
so Rita Rudner, I tried this. I was like, all I remember is like, my husband and I went on vacation. That's all. But you have to have like your
When
eyes
my
really wide.
husband
So that's
said he
My
wanted to
husband-
watch the Super Bowl.
there you go.
I didn't know.
Something like
this.
that.
Yeah. I
Sounds a
opened
little
for her.
creepy.
But that's
So
a
I
more
know
facial thing.
She was
too.
good,
Just-
though.
My opener went on too long, and we're having him beaten up in the alley.
She's very sweet.
I'm
You
kidding,
knew
Rita
this was
Rudner.
coming.
She was a great
These are-
stand-up.
These were stand-ups in the
You asked for
80s
it.
and 90s.
So you're getting the
anyway.
show off these, though, right? This time?
Well, I
don't tell
know
me you
if
don't
that-
get the show
I don't
this
know if
time.
I did get the show. I don't know if that helped me or not or hurt me, but I
Mm-hmm.
did get the show that time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then it was me.
Then you had to
like I
break it to
said,
CPK.
1999. You still...
CPK was crushed. No, by then CPK was long in my rearview mirror.
Okay.
And then I was just at Second City by then. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
And how many years at
But-
Second City before you got an SNL? Just
well,
quickly.
I did,
6
like
years?
3 years touring and then 4 years on the main stage.
So 7
Something like
years
that.
of preparation. Just
Yeah.
for the young people who listen to the podcast. I'm going to get on it too. I'm going to get on
Yeah,
Saturday Night
hard.
it
Live.
takes a long time. Yeah.
Shut up, man.
Although
Rachel
some
did
people-
7 years.
some peop- But you know what? Like, I think Cecily Strong got the show like right off of, I don't know, from like Improv Olympic.
Charmed
like back
Life.
then, as
Mhm.
you guys might know,
Well, Cecily
back
is
then-
strong.
She's good,
she
yeah.
sure is. But back then it was like just Second City and the Groundlings and then a few stand-ups, right? That's how
Mhm.
they used to
Yeah.
scout. And now
yeah.
it's much more like,
Where else do they go
there's
now?
the internet.
Oh,
Now
yeah.
They go like online.
YouTube. and
James
TikTok.
Austin
Sandberg.
Johnson. Yeah. The Trump
Yeah,
guy.
like-
Yeah. Just online.
There's so many more spots to be found now. Yeah.
Well,
Mhm.
where are they up to now? I mean, when you went on, was it still kind of like 10 cast members with feature players?
No,
or
it was a
in
lot.
the teens, the high teens?
Yeah.
I feel like it was 20 back then.
Yeah, because
It
we
was
were
a
pretty
lot.
fat, Dana, when we left.
I started with 3.
Lucky.
No, it was 3
No, it
women,
was a
3
ton.
men, major players, and then a couple features.
Oh,
yeah.
we had a lot of people. Well, when I first got there, the women were Molly Shannon, Anna Gastart, and Sherry O'Terry, and
And
I'd always
Tina?
admired them.
Was
Well,
Tina
Tina
only
was a
doing
writer.
update?
Tina was just a writer.
Tina
She
was
wasn't
a
even on
writer.
Upstate.
Lawrence said, "You're not really a performer, but we're going to make you a writer." He didn't
guess,
say
even
that
though
to Tina.
I
That's
knew,
a joke.
like exactly, yeah, because I only knew her as a performer back in Second City, but yeah, so she was there, but she was just writing, and so yeah, there I was with those.
How did you bond
writers.
with Molly? She's kind of mean sometimes, right?
We-
I'm kidding.
Molly's a monster.
she was very
We've had
welcoming.
all three of those on our show.
Yeah.
All three of them, very funny, and you would fit in great with them. Yeah.
I really liked, I mean, when you first get there, you're totally the freshman, so you're just sort of like, where do I go? But
here's your closet.
yeah,
There's a lot of props in there because it's
nice.
also a prop closet, but that's your office.
No, they were all really cool. And it was like back then it was people like Tim Meadows and Colin Quinn were still on. And then when I left the show, it was, Andy Samberg and Bill Hader and the whole new crop. You know how there's always the revolving door.
So
happening.
you straddled those two generations.
I've straddled all the generations.
Yes,
yeah.
And all the male cast members. But that's
exactly.
that's on Wikipedia. It's made up. It was anyway. But
I've straddled them all.
So what was your first thing that sort of clicked where you thought you might stick around?
My first, what'd you say?
What scene or what update?
Oh my gosh. Oh boy. Well, it's so weird because you don't feel, I don't know. The first character I did was the Boston thing with Jimmy.
Yeah.
But it's not, I can't say that I felt like, yes, now I've made it, because you're always like, and now there's next week,
Yeah.
there's always that pressure. But,
and Rachel,
that was the first...
is there a problem with what happened with my first thing is they don't know me well enough. So I did an impression, but they don't know that's different than what I sound like. So how good is it? Because maybe I just sound like that. So if you do Boston, maybe they just think you're the new Boston feature player,
Oh, she's just playing herself. That's not even acting.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
You know what I mean? Because they go, oh, and then they see in other stuff, they go, oh, she does that Boston accent pretty good because she doesn't sound like that.
Right.
But that was that scored. You were on before Update. I mean, it was kind of a...
God, you know what's weird? This is so whatever. I never even knew about it's better to be on before Update. That's how dumb I was. Even my, I'd be there later and someone would be pissed that their scene was moved down. I'd just be like, oh, I'm second to last. That probably means it won't get cut for time.
Yeah.
I didn't have this.
It's still in the show.
Let me get on. Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
I don't think
really
people
order.
watching know that it's bad.
They probably don't, except that they tune out.
They don't
go
realize.
to sleep and stuff.
They
Yeah.
go.
But they probably don't realize.
Yeah, they tap out after.
Yeah.
It drops off after Update.
Yeah,
I
usually
didn't
goes through
really
Update.
realize that was a thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then I don't know. The other thing was, I don't know the order that things worked, but
When did you do wah wah?
Oh, that was towards the end. That was actually,
That's
Debbie,
the code
that
word
was
for
like
it.
downer
Wah, wah.
for those
that was my
people.
5th year there or something. But yeah, I did the hot tub thing with Will Ferrell.
Oh, right.
That was fun.
I watched
And
that.
That was something that
Yes,
probably
last night. That is
people mentioned to me.
very funny.
Let's talk about that because
thank
I
you.
saw the one with Walken.
Oh my gosh, yeah. That was the
Walken
first
is
time we
good.
did that.
And he had a lot of lines, and I thought
Shin she. Yeah, sorry.
I
Go
did
ahead.
a movie with Walken,
He's
and
electric.
he was a little worried about lines because it's so bulky in the way he speaks that first he had to memorize them, which is hard. But at least he has cue cards. But goddamn, is he funny when he talks like that shit? And you guys were all sounding the
gosh,
same.
Oh my gosh, he was perfect in that scene. So no, this scene was these lovers characters that I did with Will Ferrell, and it was actually, well, the spark for this character came from a professor that my friend had in college. My friend said that she was not really going to do much for the winter break, and the professor said oh, that's a good idea. Just read a book, take a bath, eat a bonbon, spend time with your lover. And so we grabbed onto the word lover, and I'd been saying that for years and years. And then I don't know, Will heard me saying it and we wrote those scenes, but those were really fun. One thing I love about the show is that you can write in your scene, there's a hot tub on stage, and then you get there and there's a working hot tub.
Yeah.
They make all your dreams come true. Yeah.
That is true. And when you do barf, one time we did one with Alec Baldwin where I think Fred wrote it, where we come to a crime scene and we're all cops, and each cop that comes up goes, get ready for this. They go, listen, I've been around. You walk up and they throw up when they see how bad the crime scene is. There's a car wreck. And then the next guy comes up and goes, Captain, you got to see this. And he goes, bleh. But they had to put it from your leg up through your arm.
tube.
And there's a guy going squeak, 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 turning it. And, going, and it's funnier because it's either too much or it's not enough. It drips out. And then that makes it even funnier. Yeah, we were like, give it full blast on air. Go crazy.
Anything that looks like a mistake, and then people start to break because it's a mistake.
Oh my gosh.
Is
okay,
irresistible.
so wait, that's another thing that I want to say. I mean, I know I had this giant break in the Disney World Debbie Downer thing, but I thought of when I knew I was coming on here because of course, before you're on the show, you love seeing people break. Like when you're just watching as a viewer. And then when you're on, like you really try not to break. I mean, I really would try not to, but I remember both of you guys, like the Chris Farley, the van down by the river.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh my gosh.
That was one of the early breaks because
so fun.
We were still not supposed to. And so honestly worried about getting fired. And then, because, after you do a decent sketch, just for people at home, Lauren doesn't throw the headphones down and the Amstel light and run out and hug you. So you did it. Gap Girls is a smash, and spins me around while they go to commercial. So you walk by and he might nod or,
a thumbs up.
Yeah, nice.
Didn't blow it. You'll get them next time, but it wasn't terrible.
B+, which is good.
I love your impression so much.
We love Lauren.
Terrible.
So when that was Van Down by the River one was a fun one to break up in, but really, I don't know if I did it even ever after that. And I think Jimmy has the most on his resume of crack ups.
Yeah, no, you weren't like a frequent breaker. I just remember that one as being, because I mean, if I were there, I'd be laughing too. It was just so funny. Was it Christina Applegate?
Yes,
I can't remember.
So.
Yeah, and then Dana. I was thinking about I hope I'm right about this, but the head wound Harry,
massive head wound
Harry.
Yes,
and the dog ripping the thing off of you.
That was
Dana
so
was more smiling, but everyone else was going bananas.
That was so fun.
The sketch was killing so hard, and we've told this story before, but they put more of the dog, the baby Gerber's meat food on the prosthetic, and they didn't feed the dog for dinner because Rob Schneider said, "How do we get him to really go crazy on air?" Well, maybe we'll do a light dinner and we'll put more on the thing. So the dog went crazy for it, but the sketch was going so well and I loved it so much that I decided I really wanted to keep the thing on. So I put my hand on my temple and then I was kind of smiling, but the crowd was going crazy because I was just riding the wave of an animal, an innocent animal trying to get food. You can't top that in comedy. So, but yeah, that was a lucky one. Did you have one of those?
Those were fun.
Something where someone else wrote it and you're riding this great wave that's just, it's just great when someone else comes up with it for you.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, something that someone else came up with was this writer, Scott Wainio, wrote back when Angelina Jolie and her brother had this moment at the Oscars where they kissed or something. So then he wrote this character that was their love child. And so I came out with this like bald head with an arm coming out of my head and like drooling. And I mean, it was like I had a patchy bald wig. It was a total look. And he named the character like Caterpillar Clicks. Like it didn't even have any vowels in it. Anyway, I got to, and there was drool involved. So I got to come out as that. And then that character recurred in all sorts of like American Idol contests.
I saw an American Idol. Oh yeah.
Yeah. And that was created by Scott Wainio, not at all by me. So yeah, that always really fun when you get handed this
and
gem
it's great when it's funny with the sound off. Just the image when you come out, they're already laughing. It's great when you get that connection.
Yeah.
Wow. So Debbie Downer, how many times did you do that? I know people talk about it.
Oh my gosh, I don't know, maybe like 5 or something. But like nothing topped that first one where we were laughing.
Which was the first one?
It was Disney World.
Oh yeah.
And we started laughing. I still don't even really know why we started laughing. But then because I knew that camera was coming in so close every time, it was like the ultimate church laugh. And you can see my face like twitching. Like you literally see my lip going, yeah. Because I'm like trying so hard not to
everyone
laugh.
in it is just sort of staring down going, they don't want to even connect eyes with you.
Well, it's just irresistible. When they start to go, how do you not? I mean, when Jimmy Fallon in the hot tub one with you and Will, I mean, he really just went. He was just, he couldn't function. And at first I thought he was acting or doing something. And he was just trying to stop his body from breaking. He was sort of hitting his chest when he was in the hot tub. So Jimmy was, did you break?
But I think in that one, that Debbie Downer, like I actually was the culprit. Like I think because I flubbed.
You said something about China.
I said, it was like North Korea.
Yeah, North Korea.
I was like, the media is so sensitive there. And then I was like, so secretive.
Yeah, and that was the problem.
You know what? You guys might sort of feel this. Like, I sort of had a good feeling about, sometimes you write a sketch and you're like, okay, this is going to be good. And then it totally tanks, right? Yeah. Or whatever.
Yeah,
so
or opposite.
I sort of was like, okay, this could work probably, I think, but I'm not sure. And then... And then, like, I was just so nervous about it working that then when I flubbed it, I don't know, it was like nervous laughter or something.
Well, you flubbing that, and then you recover and say the right one, and then everyone's like, uh-oh, it's already the train went off the track a little bit, and then it's already funny, and then they go, meep, meep. Like,
oh yeah, and
there's
then all
not the same noise, so now you're mixing up the noises, and then there's a meow meow or whatever. It's just all fucking
feline
funny.
aids. Yeah.
And so
feline aids. Meow meow.
Yeah.
But then I saw Thanksgiving one where you at the very end, you like look at the wrong camera. The turkey moves away and you're like, is it over? And then it's just fucking hilarious.
And then speaking of like asking you shall receive, like we're like, and then the turkey gets up and walks off the table. And then there's the puppet guy making the turkey that springs up and like runs off the table. So yeah.
Which is funny too. You don't see it coming. I guess it's just us, turkey.
Yeah.
I used to do it. I bet somebody's done this, but I used to do like if a trumpet was my life, it'd be like, I don't know if that's like from Carol Burnett or something, but a smash cut of somebody like Debbie Downer with those sounds is like, did that kill at Dress the first time they did that? You can't not laugh. I mean,
that it did go well. Yeah. But I mean,
read through.
But then read through. So I wrote those with Paula Pell. And when we were trying to write it, we first put her like just in an office or something. And then we were like, this isn't really working. Like, wait, we need to have her somewhere that's like really fun and everyone's trying to have fun. So we put her at Disney. And then we kept making those trumpet sounds like just to each other, the trombone things. And then I think Paula was like, what if we put these in the script? Like, and so then people were laughing really hard at those.
Who did it at read through? Did you go, or did you bring a trumpet in?
I think we had the real trombone player there.
Must have killed it.
Somehow we had the real sounds there.
So in the sketch, do you have a real music playing? Like it's a real guy from the band.
That's a good God, I don't know.
You know what I mean?
I think he recorded them for us, and then they had all these like
buttons,
one long one, quickie,
like that
kind of thing.
Yeah, because sometimes it might be too hard to coordinate to have them do it perfectly.
I think they had their little buttons to press. Yeah,
because it's really funny. First of all, everyone's having fun and sort of saying corny dialogue about Disney World. Like Lindsay Lohan's like, I can't wait, konnichiwa,
right,
hola, and then you immediately take the legs out, and then that's funny, and then they push in on you. You make a funny face, and then they play a funny noise. It's just a combo.
But it was definitely like diminishing returns because then, like people got the joke and like. The later ones are like, okay, they're fine. But I do think like the concept of it took off, maybe more that like that Disney World one was, the thing I get probably recognized most for, but it was more about the concept.
Oh yeah,
of like people coming up to me and saying, "That's my mom, that's my boss," whatever.
Oh yeah.
Then the actual
one escalation. Did you do one with a host? Because like it'd be funny if Chris.
We've done.
Yeah, next to Debbie Downer. I didn't see.
We did actually. Steve Carell. We did. And he was also. I think he was like Bob Bummer. Like,
oh, good.
Like, we did like the mirror.
So
thing.
That would escalate it. But yeah, it's the thing that
but
people.
It was sort of like people. Then they know what's going to happen. But
I know.
Anyway.
Well, the truth is,
they know.
I'll always have Disney World.
Church lady says,
church lady.
She's going to say, well, isn't that special at some point?
Special.
I know. Well, whatever. We did the best we could. But I'm just the age she is right now. I'm church lady's age right now.
God.
I was playing her at 31, but now do the math, kids.
She was ageless. Rachel, we did Bye-Bye. More people knew me from Bye-Bye for probably years, and it was we did it twice,
Oh, no way.
So they decide, and the second one wasn't even any good. It just the only one remembers is the first one.
Yeah.
And then it was too hard and you wanted to go back to the well, of course, but we did the end of the year. I went on a flight the next day on American and they were all going bye-bye. But I'm like, wow, that fast. And then I tell you, for 10 straight years, there was not a flight where someone didn't say it to me. And then they said, my friend's wife is a flight attendant and they play that at American in their flight training to say, this is what our images and we have to break this image. Do not act like this.
Wow.
You're not allowed to say bye-bye anymore. You have to say thank you. You have to say konnichiwa or whatever. You have to say thanks for coming. You cannot say bye-bye.
Wow, that's hilarious.
That's a feat to land a generational catchphrase with only 2 appearances.
Yeah.
David,
And the
I
second
think
one didn't even count.
Pretty impressive. Why didn't the second one count? Did you go bye-bye?
No, and it was with Steve Martin, the master of all hilarity, but
Yeah.
we didn't service him that well. We didn't write. It's just the whole thing. We did it. It went away for the summer, and it had maybe higher expectations. We came back on the first show and did it, and it was really wah, wah. So they should have had you come
Rachel,
out.
when you meet all these movie stars and athletes and stuff over your tenure, did you get to score with one of them? Or, I mean, it's kind of a cool, weird part of what you, because they'll say, William Shatner's down there, go say hello. Or Charlton Heston would like to, or Wayne
Say
Gretzky.
hi.
Would you go down to the office? This is on a Monday, It's a trip. Did you have connection with some of them, or who stood out for you?
Oh my gosh. I was always so shy around all the hosts. Like, sometimes they'd have those host dinners.
Yeah.
Like I was just such a null. Like I would just talk to the people I knew, and then I realized afterwards, like, oh, I was probably supposed to be like talking to the host to make them more comfortable. And I was just so shy. Like I said, I was shy in the beginning, but like I was always like shy around Lauren and shy around the host. Like, and then like when we'd be standing there, you're standing there rehearsing the scene, and like sometimes you just be like sitting there, like waiting for them to, and like I would see. Like Amy Poehler and Jimmy Fallon were so good at just like chit chatting with the hosts and famous people.
Hey, what are you doing? It's great.
Like they were just so good at it, but it was real. Like, not, that's just like their skill, And I would just be like, do, like looking around, and then I'd be like, so do you live in New York or LA? And like that was my only.
That was your go-to.
I had nothing to say. No, as the years went on, I got a little better at it. But the people that I would be really excited about were, like you said, like Steve Martin, or the people that I grew up watching.
Yeah.
That was.
Were you a little starstruck when you first saw Steve Martin?
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
I was so. But I mean, by then I was a little bit more adept at having conversation with them. But yeah, like Steve Martin, and I don't know, like I can't really think of someone that I was like, I have their number now. You know what I mean? Like that I really bonded with Tom Hanks.
By the way,
what?
just think of all the people that talk the host or date the host. You think it even crossed your mind to go, hey, let me just grab your number. We're really getting along in this one sketch we're in together. Yeah, what the fuck?
I don't know, maybe that happened.
John had every host number. John Lovitz. I go, how do you do that? I just ask.
For real?
I have their number, I do.
I would never.
He had everyone number. Is just very friendly that way. I was more like you, but were you ever? Did a really handsome man come on the show and you're a little?
Oh my gosh. I mean, I'm sure like a lot of handsome men came on the show.
Because Victoria Jackson was always in love with Alec Baldwin whenever he came.
I love him.
Oh my gosh.
Hi,
I mean,
Victoria.
I'm sure it was like so long ago, but then sometimes like someone that seemed really handsome, then you'd find out they were kind of like a dum-dum or something. And then that was a good lesson.
That happens to me.
A dum-dum. Did David host while you were there? I don't understand the dum-dum part.
Wait, so first of all, Dina, you hosted the second, because I looked this up because I knew you had hosted. I thought it was my first year, but it was my second year. But I don't remember if we did any sketches together.
I remember meeting you
memorable.
then, and I think as Will, Will did W and I did Senior on a sketch, and he sat on my lap, and he's 6'4", 230. I still have lower back pain. No, but
Rachel,
that's why.
Do you
I was
remember
there.
doing a movie called Dickie Roberts?
Okay, I do, and I just rewatched the beginning of it before this.
You watched?
To refresh my memory.
David Spade hit comedy from
'cause
1990.
I loved Rachel.
Yes,
in it.
and then I got hit in the head with the elevator.
Yes,
and I had a big bump on my head.
And you were
I was thinking,
the assistant for Rob Reiner?
Yes, yeah, Rob Reiner's secretary. But I was thinking, because you and Sandler and Chris Rock, like I got to hang out with you guys during. I mean, I did the movie with those two, and Sandler's just like such a mensch to me because he always brings me back in his movies. And you guys are always, and like you meet the generation ahead of you, and you don't know, how it's going to be, but you guys are so nice and welcoming, and
Well, we also
I don't know, it's like a
all
little
think
comedy
you're
community.
good, yeah.
Sandler is
Oh,
like
well, thank you.
it's a family. The Adam Sandler
and
movie
then he'll have you back
company.
in
You will
Yeah.
always make a
Yeah.
scene better. That's all you need to
Well.
know. If you go throw her in there and it's pretty
Oh my
good,
gosh,
and if
thank
she
you.
says yes, it will be better. So she'll whatever she
You
does.
know you have that reputation of just when people mention you, oh, she's just so funny. I mean, they say it with, but you're consistently, don't you think, David, with Rachel? Oh God, she's just funny.
Oh my gosh.
I mean,
that's
She's
nice.
got a good
I don't-
look. It's just funny. Oh, I have to
Thank
tell you
you.
something. First of all, just a side note, you worked at Ruby Tuesday. No, you were a spokesman for Ruby Tuesday.
I did, yes.
And I
did
got carded at Chili's.
You
I got carded at Chili's Day, and I told you about a
you
month
did
ago on the road.
recently?
Yeah.
A month ago?
That's a
month
good
ago.
thing to get
That's
carded at your
amazing.
time on
I
the
would
planet.
love that.
But
my
I managed
wife
to see
carded me.
something interesting in Rachel's bio, and then I found a story about me out of it.
Oh, good.
I said-
we both have in common.
Yeah, because Ruby Tuesday and Chili's
Yeah.
are sort of the same
They are.
ilk.
They're the same ilk, yes.
But we have to. I
both
have a
probably have
serious
nachos.
question for you.
Serious question.
Okay.
Okay. This is the serious time of the podcast.
We just asked Bobby Moynihan this. If you're at read through, I have a new one twist on this, Dana.
Okay.
Do you remember where you sat, and do you remember where everyone sat from the host going sideways?
Ooh.
Whoa.
Wow. Well, I remember where I sat.
Okay, that's a
I
start.
was
Like
next
if
to
you're at the
Seth.
doors and you're looking straight in at the windows. Lauren
Okay,
is
so
back
I
there,
was-
right?
Okay, so I was to the right,
Oh,
kind of like
Oh, the
kind
right.
of like far, but I was like far from the
from where
host.
Lauren
like,
was.
Like,
Yeah.
okay, I never assumed that seat where the senior lady sits next to the host. Do you know
Right.
that was a thing?
Who sits there?
Did you know this? So there's a system where like the woman that's been there, I could be wrong with
Okay,
this.
so there's
Oh.
Lauren
It
and
sits
the
next
host.
to the host.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then like it would be like Molly or Maya or whoever.
Yeah.
But I was never there, but with good reason, because see what I said about the host dinner. Like I wasn't the person.
They knew you were a
I wasn't
dial
the person.
tone.
I was fine.
That was your nickname, Lauren.
Dial tone Dratch.
Put dial tone next to her and see if something happens.
Put her by the door next to the piano.
The host keeps talking to you, you just stare into space.
That could be a good character.
I
She's
don't want
dial
anybody's to think-
tone. She doesn't speak to anybody.
Wait, I don't.
No
I
personality at
don't
all.
want you to think that I'm like not socially, but I will admit that next to really famous people, I'm not good at making conversation. So, I accept that. But anyway, I was
Well,
down near Seth, and we had a lot of good times, actually, Seth. And
Read through is
Seth
fun
and
if
I.
you're with somebody you like over there and you're writing
that's
notes
true.
or something.
It was really fun with Seth. That's mainly what I remember. I don't really remember. And I think I was bipolar, too. I'm bipolar. By Amy Poehler
Yeah.
as well. Yeah. So
We had someone on our podcast who's bipolar a couple of weeks ago.
really?
Yeah,
Okay.
comedian.
I'm sure
Yeah.
there could be many.
You have
There
to
could be
listen to
many.
all 90 to find out, though.
Oh, man.
We have a whole
900.
bipolar series.
Okay. Oh, one time, wait, here's a kind of a funny thing about the read through table. So one time when Johnny Knoxville was hosting, I twisted to like get my coat or something during break, and somehow I like springed my back, and
Spring.
I don't even know what happened, but I couldn't move, and so then I had to like lie down on the floor. This is all during the break, when people are going out. And so I'm like lying down on the floor, like half under the table, literally could not move. And so then everyone comes back and like, they had called for some sort of NBC medic or something. And they had to continue the read through while I was under the table there, like frozen until the end of the thing. And
Wow.
yeah, that was, and Johnny
Who
Knoxville
helped you?
was-
I thought you said Johnny came to your rescue.
I thought
and threw
Seth-
Well, he
50
tried.
Vicodins
They were like,
at
"Do you have any painkillers?" Exactly. You would
Yeah.
think he did because of his jacket, but he didn't have any. And so, anyway, but it was kind of funny because Dana, you could do the Lauren voice, but it was like I'd be reading my thing from under there. It's like, "Is Rachel still down there?" That. But that was
Make sure
that was my big
Rachel's
read through.
okay.
Marcy, make sure Rachel
that thing
initiates
of
this
like, your back
waiver.
is predisposed to be injured. You reach for a napkin and suddenly you're on the floor.
that's what it was.
That's
It
what
was a weird-
that's happened to me once with a parking brake.
Did it?
Yeah, just like went out.
Really?
Yeah.
But I wasn't like old then. I was.
I
don't
wasn't
know.
either. I was
I
really
don't know
young.
what had happened.
Stress.
But that was my strange read through. I don't know, highlight, low light.
David has some fainting spells. We've heard,
Really?
Someone threw a
That's
glass of
no.
water at Lauren's face once. Fuck you,
What?
man. No, I'm kidding. That's
Wait.
a joke.
Oh, that would have been good. That would have been a good story, though.
No.
I mean,
So no one has been under the table in that situation.
No,
Yeah,
you're the
so
only one so far I've heard about under the
okay,
table,
so that's
which is
me
good.
on that. That's a read through story.
By
Yeah.
the way, I like when he in the Roger and Virginia
Oh yeah,
sketch in the hot tub
Yeah.
when they say she has the when he has sex with Maya, he says she just lies there. I think it's Walken says Maya just lies there like King Tutankhamun in his tomb and but makes the facial expressions of Jim Carrey and Ace Ventura.
Just
Oh my
lies
gosh,
there. Like King
I don't even remember
Tutankhamun.
that.
Yeah, and Maya
Lying.
was like, "You're all talking about screwing," and Maya's just sitting there going, "Why are we talking about this?"
She was like mortified. Yeah.
"Yeah."
Oh my gosh.
No
she gets up and
movement
leaves.
whatsoever.
I remember we made up a sex act called Shin Shi. That's all I remember from that. I don't know. And Walken
whole
had to
time.
say it. I think it had something to do with an ear. Or
Walken
something. Anyway,
can say
sorry.
anything. It's funny, right? Just
Exactly.
the
Yeah.
pausing and the craziest talk ever.
The
Yeah, he-
pausing and the whatnot.
No.
All right. What? Anything else for Rachel because she's so sweet to come on here and
Nick,
blab?
well, I think
Oh my
you're an
gosh.
all-time great. Everybody knows you and loves you,
Yes.
and you're
Ah.
very, very busy. You did the Wine Country with all your bandmates,
Yeah,
which is a
with the
really
ladies,
funny
yeah.
movie with all these superstar SNL cast members.
30
You-
Rock, you play recur. You do a thing where you recur as like just different
Just
things.
all
I did.
time.
I
And I
played-
looked at the reel today. There's like a 2-minute blast of all your characters from 30
Oh, I
Rock.
didn't even know that.
And it's
Yeah, I played
hysterical.
different
The
things.
Catwoman, her
Thank
whole
you.
attitude.
Oh yeah, that was based on the SNL cat lady wrangler.
Mhm.
Do you just
person.
call Tina and
Yeah.
say, "Should I do this? This is a funny, weird one. Can you throw it in the show somewhere?" Or does Tina say, "What if you came in as this?" Is just kind of back and forth.
Well,
like
for that one, like she knows me so well. She's like, "I'm having you do Liz Taylor in this. I'm having you do the cat," like because she's
Yeah.
seen my little
Yeah.
Oh, it's cute.
whatever. I don't know. She knows my.
That's
my vibes,
sweet
I
though. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then
And
you go
so-
score.
So
A lot
a
of fun.
mousy woman that doesn't want to do anything wrong is your favorite kind of attitude
That's
to play.
kind of a good go-to for me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And what
Yeah.
did you do one of
I
those
know
on
that world.
SNL that you would describe that way?
I don't know.
Just sort of
I don't
insecure
think
and
so. I don't know, but I just like being that thing.
Well, Rachel,
Yeah.
I say, Dana, that Deborah Downer,
Deb.
Disneyland is
Deb,
probably
she-
would fall in my maybe top 10 sketches.
Ah,
It's crazy.
Whoa! Thank
But-
you.
I can't think of ones that really beat the shit out of it. You know, I'm like, if it's not, it's way, way, way up there in my.
There, there's
Thank you.
there's a lot of like just can't get that sketch just was a 10. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just worked, and there's like a Massive Head Wound Harry or Bye Bye. Some are just they just work and they pop.
And Lindsay
and they
Lohan
last.
being innocent and cute in it. Oh, also
I
the fucking
know.
the Hogwarts one.
Oh yeah,
Wasn't that
the
where her boobs
Hogwarts
were
one.
huge and you guys were like,
Yes,
what
that
the
was one
fuck?
someone
What
else-
did you do this summer? She's like, I don't know. And you're like, oh, you're like, your
Yeah.
boobs are so big.
And I was Harry Potter. Someone else wrote that.
Was it
Oh my
Seth,
gosh, I
maybe?
can't remember who. Maybe it was Seth. I think Seth
was
might have
Seth,
written
was,
that.
Seth,
Yeah.
was Seth in it? Who was in it with you?
He might have been in it. Yeah, he was.
Because
the
everyone's
extra
so
guy.
perplexed,
Yes.
Dana, that Lindsay Lohan comes back and her boobs are
Yeah.
so huge, and everyone's like, they can't talk about anything else.
Yeah. I think Seth wrote that.
I forgot
Yeah.
that one is so good. Okay,
It's funny.
Anyway, that's
Good
all.
Lord.
Thank you for being
Rachel
here.
Dratch.
Mostly Dana, but thank you, Rachel.
David,
also.
we didn't interrupt
No,
as
it's-
much as we normally do. As
I think we
Oh my
did, though.
As I
gosh.
just interrupted.
No, you guys didn't. I felt like I was yammering on.
No, we
Like,
want the
I like
guests
to
to
hear
be
your
chatty.
stories.
No, we want the
I know,
guests.
but
to
I
be-
like your stories though.
Well,
Mhm.
It really like. I mean, I don't want to get so cornball, but I just
That's
admire
good.
you guys so much. Like I'm like freaked out talking to you guys. Like I would be. I'm a dial tone talking to you guys. Because
Yeah.
you're up there for me.
that's
so
so nice. But I will pass it back at you, and you must run into fans at the airport or wherever you are, or at a restaurant, and they will fan out on you. Right.
Of course.
And it is surreal, isn't it? Because they
nice.
saw you on television doing what they
Yeah.
want to do or just enjoying you. And the whole thing is surreal. I remember
is,
George
yeah.
Bush Sr. said to me, I can't believe I was president. It was surreal to him. Well, that's not
Wow.
a good thing. I can't even remember anything about it. What? No. But it's the same thing with Saturday Night Live. It's like a fever dream that
Oh my
I was
gosh.
on that and
Yeah.
it happened. Then you go back and it's a little it's a little melancholy walking down that hall and seeing a picture of your younger self in a sketch with Amy or whatever, right?
Yeah. But I mean, you do have those bonds with those people. Like
that's
that's why you're all in it together,
And that's the emotional underpinning of this podcast overall, is that it's a seminal emotional experience. It's a reality show in a way.
Yeah.
So when we hear
it's so true.
It's all common experiences and everyone has a different twist on it.
Yeah.
At a different time.
And I was thinking when I was coming on, like, why couldn't I sleep last night? I was like, SNL has like a lot of emotions attached, like
yes.
A lot of them are super positive, and then a lot of them are like, oh, I was so unconfident in that. Like, it's just all of life's emotions are wrapped up in SNL.
Yeah,
but I mean, overall, though,
not as much negative, just anxiety and like just bumps of like showbiz. It's just the way it is.
Exactly. Yeah. The bumps of showbiz. Right. But like you said, I mean, you have that group that you're with, and it's like no one else knows what that was like, in the best way.
Yeah, when you're starting a sketch, when the band's playing is about to start, and you see Jimmy Fallon in his outfit, or you see Will Ferrell with a beard on or whatever. It's sort of okay, we're just having fun here. It does help having your peers with you in it.
Totally.
Yeah.
It's the dream. It is the dream.
You're a dream. Rachel. You're a dream.
Good segue.
Rachel, it's been such a pleasure.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
All right. Have a great day. We'll see you sometime. Okay. See you around campus.
Okay, good.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
This has been a podcast presentation of Cadence 13. Please listen, then rate, review, and follow all episodes. Available now for free wherever you get your podcast.
No joke, folks. Fly on the Wall has been a presentation of Cadence 13, executive produced by Dana Carvey and David Spade, Chris Corcoran of Cadence 13, and Charlie Finan of Brillstein Entertainment.
The show's lead producer is Greg Holtzman, with production and engineering support from Serena Regan and Chris Basil of Cadence 13.
David, our good friend is a movie star, and he's an action star. His name is Bob Odenkirk.
Robert Odenkirk. That's
one of our favorite guests, because we've known him forever, since the 80s. And then he comes out in Nobody,
80s.
And he plays an action star. We knew him in the 90s too, and going forward.
I knew him in the 90s. God dang.
Yeah. And so he's got next week, he comes out in Nobody 2.
Nobody 2. I saw this billboard, and I think he talked about it a little bit on here. It was great. We love Bob. For him to spin into this is crazy. And then to get a sequel, that's how you know it was a success. I saw the first one. I will see the second one. Lot of fun. And also, he's just funny anyway. But he gets to play this, which I'm so jealous.
I know. And we talk about during this podcast how funny he knows it is that first he becomes a great TV star, Better Call Saul, and now he's an action movie star. Later in his career, where he had all this, he'll go over it in the episode about his career and stuff, and we laughed a lot.
And how he just gets this off the ground, because if tomorrow, Dana, I said, I want to do an action movie, no one's just handing me a budget to do an action. You have to sort of, plus I'm so fragile, but you have to sort of figure out a way to get that across. But he does a lot of training. Well, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's just great. The sound effects where you turn your shoulder and you hear that crunch, he does it great. I mean, because also he's at heart, he's a comedian, and then he's an actor. So it all combines. So that'll be good. But this episode I loved, one of my favorites. So hope you enjoy it.
Oh, wait, I have a great beginning. Ready? Here we go. Robert John Odenkirk was born in Benron, Illinois, to Barbara and John. Then you got SNL.
Wikipedia alert.
That's really all there is to it.
That's really a big jump.
Well, that's all that matters,
a little
right?
birdie told me this morning. At a given point, he said everybody knew Bob Odenkirk was the funniest guy in Chicago. Someone told me that today when I was doing my research. At some point in time, his initials are RS.
Oh, geez. Robert thought that. Robert thought that, but I don't think anyone else thought that. And
did Chicago vote on that?
It was common knowledge.
No, they would have picked someone else. Larry. What's his name? He's a stand-up in Chicago. No,
Larry Farley.
Oh shit! No, he was actually really funny.
The cable guy,
comic who did Zanies all the time.
Doctor.
I should know this.
Chicago guy.
And it never left the Chicago circuit. You know who's really funny is a guy named Mike Toomey, also a Chicago
who just stayed there. We had Will Durst. Yeah, we had
they
San
just
Francisco.
Stayed there, you know?
Yeah. Just
they like it. Yeah.
Some people don't want to branch out. They do well there. They make money there, and they just stay.
That's right. And
it's okay.
They like
it's
the
cool.
town. They get plenty of work. They get married and have kids, and
they don't go crazy like the rest of us.
And they're local stars, right? They go on the top radio show. Anyway, Bob, how are you? How are you? This is what I would ask you if we were at a restaurant. I'd say, Bob, how are you?
Yeah.
Just generalize.
I'm so good because I'm talking to you guys.
God, that's the best answer I've ever gotten. Thank you.
I really love that you asked me to do this and that I get to hang out with you because it's true. It's like I listen to podcasts to listen to my friends talk, to hear their voices. And because we don't get to do anything, either because we're working or COVID fucked us up for 2 years or just lives you get separated by having families and stuff. And it's just a really wonderful thing to get to just hang out with people. And I've been listening a lot to the Gilbert Gottfried podcast, which has been so entertaining, even though I didn't know Gilbert very well. But a lot of people I do know are on that, and
he just was.
Yeah, Gilbert. When I worked with the Funny Boys, do you remember them? The comedy team in the old days.
Yes.
Jim Valley and Jonathan Schmock, both funny on their own, and they wrote together and performed. And so they were the guys that got me in the improv. Louis got me in the Comedy Store, and I didn't make it. I was 20, and the Funny Boys got me in the improv, and I did make it. And I stayed on Jim Valley's couch. And then he goes, I'm leaving for a week, but someone's going to stay here. And I go in, and it's like, hello. It was Gilbert Gottfried in his underpants. And he just sat eating Cocoa Puffs. And I had a roommate for a week. And I was like, who's this man? It's very weird to live with someone you don't know. And so I don't know him well like you, Bob, but I did get to spend a week just hearing him. Then I'd see him out and about. And
he was so
I just say what everyone else said. Very, very interesting brain and
it sounds like
interesting guy, very funny.
Gilbert would share some certain sensibilities, Bob. The way he deconstruct. I mean, his Andrew Dice Clay bit, his bad impression. They were just so funny, and he was just.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly appreciated the hell out of him. He was. I only would see him around in New York, actually, and you probably did too at clubs. When I did SNL. You guys probably don't know this, but I would go because you probably didn't even know I did some stand up once in a while, but I would do Sunday night at the Improv, which is not was kind of a sad club, but for me, it was like, I'd just get a couple laughs and it just was like, it made me feel so much better after my week of getting the shit kicked out of me. And just to even get a few laughs on that stage meant a lot to me. It charged me up for the week ahead. And so I would see him and Larry David and those guys around that club. It was interesting.
Well, those are hard-earned laughs. I mean, when you're by yourself and you walk up and just get a couple laughs, that means a lot. Yeah. And but it gave me a little boost that I needed. And when stand-up is giving you a boost, you're in a hole. I remember going to that improv.
That's true.
Dana, this is stupid, and we'll get to Bob in about 40 minutes. But what I did is I would come from Arizona, and they said, I was a stand-up, and my buddies said, he knows this guy, Gary Grant, that can book you gigs. So I'd fly the crummiest airline. I'd stay at Columbia with my friend. I would take my suitcase with props.
Oh, yeah.
And I would get my New York coat, in quotes, which was my heavy, winter coat I would never wear in Arizona. It looked like a duster. I looked like Young Guns. So then I'd walk to the subway, take the subway to 44th, walk to the Improv, wait until they assign me some comedian. I remember this guy was 36 and he had a Nova, and I go, if I'm still doing this at age 36, please kill me, because I was 20. And then we drove to like BF Packies or somewhere in Jersey. This is how you did it. I'd do a set, bomb. I would get maybe $60, come home, maybe spring for a cab fare because it's too late and scary to do the subway, and do that for 2 weeks, and I'd clear 500, and it was great. But I got to see the Improv, and I thought the Improv, I'd always meet at the Improv was the point. But it was so, I always heard about it, and I go in there and the stage is like 4 inches high. It's like not that big of a deal.
Not
one
at
in
all.
New York, yeah.
You know what was interesting about that when I first went there was they had that wall of photographs when you came out of the showroom into the bar. And in those photographs were stuff from the 60s and 70s. And there's Andy Kaufman, and there's, probably Jerry Seinfeld's up there.
Richard
but then there's a
Belzer.
guy juggling, and there's a singer. And I asked, I don't think I asked Silver, who ran that club at the time, but I asked probably the bartender or somebody, what's with the singer, and what is this juggler doing? And they said, well, that's what the club used to be. That's what all clubs used to be, is specialty act, singer, or music, and then a comic.
Ed Sullivan.
And then it became, and then the stand-up comedy boom hit, and it was like, everybody get the fuck out of here. It's just stand-ups. It's just.
Then you had like Peter Potofsky. There was like guys that were juggler comedians, magic comedians, and they kept the comedy part in. It was probably easier to get on stage.
I think it probably, there's some value to it in that, if it's just one comic after another, it's like, if there's just something between the comics that can kind of clear the palate a little bit, is kind of I don't know. To me, the issue I had, and I write about it in my book, which is why we're talking, right?
Comedy, drama. I'm halfway through it.
Yeah.
It's great. Fascinating.
I hope you like it, Dana.
I just got to the comedy part
I
so
have my
far.
own lane of this life we've shared together, and then where we intersected was so cool. I just have great memories of you, and we wrote a movie together, which you primarily wrote, but called Tucson. And we had a lot of
think about that.
we had a lot
I
of
remember
fun.
Tucson.
Yeah, that still is a great, really funny script.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Dana. I think so, too. I think it's a great scenario that you cooked up, which is that little guy in the West. And he's
Irishman,
Irishman good with his guns, but just sweet as hell. And so the opposite of Clint Eastwood, just the very polar opposite of a Clint Eastwood character. And so what was I saying? Just that.
you remember the first scene? That must have been. It's so you.
Oh, what?
Well, I think I come to town. I'm from Ireland.
Hanging the guy?
Yeah, and Lovitz is got a hangman's noose around him, and there's posters. He was running for mayor, and the posters said, "If I don't clean up the town, you can hang me." and then Lovitz was the conniving. Oh, hello. And I was, well, I'm good with my guns, So anyway, but that was.
There was a joke in there, Dana, that somebody else did in a movie in the last few years. It was one of the characters was named like Clint Eastwood. And there's his name was Clint Eastwood. And
there was so much great stuff.
Somebody did that joke recently.
Didn't you write? That's, or John Hamm. Sometimes when John Hamm is in a show, they call him John Hamm. Just as on Larry David. It's funny. But
yeah.
Should we go back to and then make our way to SNL? I'm sort of curious because I didn't see it, but what was the stuff that got you?
I talk a lot about the trauma of SNL. SNL is pretty easy to write about because it was so hard and difficult for me personally. But that's true, I think, for a lot of people, and the story's been told many times, but I just told my version of it. But it's such a crucible, right, of pressure and desire and discovering yourself. And it just leads to a lot of interior trauma. And then that's something to write about. Whereas, when I got to the later parts of the book, and I'm writing about Breaking Bad, where, well, I mean, there was a journey there to become a better actor, but also the journey of the show becoming famous. But the show itself was a well-oiled machine with nothing but pros in every direction and nobody having any emotional issues, just working really hard and supporting each other and
pulling together.
Yeah. And so there's not much to say. Isn't it great? The writers did a great job, and then we all worked really hard and it turned out well. And there's nothing to say.
It's not like if someone does a good scene and everyone goes, that guy's the best one. He's the best one in that scene, and then the rest of the day you feel like shit.
Right.
That's
know
different.
that you're getting it day to day. I assume, like you when you're doing Better Call Saul,
and
like,
people
hey, that was a great
you.
day. It's going to be great, right?
I mean, especially over time, the more you do it and you get to know the values of the show, what's good about the show, and you see it coming across in the writing, and you know what you captured that day and think, well, that's going to play really well or be fun to watch. And it's just not there's not as much to say as there is to say about Saturday Night Live, where there's so many books and they're all fascinating. I love them all, by the way. One of the reasons I wrote my book is I love to read showbiz memoirs. I just love them.
Yeah.
And usually when somebody gets into something that works or they're talking about their hit show, there's not much to say. It's all about the struggle and the failure and the loss, and that's where there's juicy stories.
Dana, when I got there, Bob was there already when I got to the
I believe.
Viewers.
Yeah.
Bob was there, and Dana was there, and I came in. And Bob is always, I saw Bob more than Dana just because Bob was a writer with me and we were in there all the time. But Bob's always sort of in a good mood, shockingly, when I look back, because it's hard to be in a good mood at that place. But always laughing, always took a second for me. So did Conan. But you guys at least would explain a little bit of what was going on, because I was really a rube, I was a middle act. I didn't know how to write. I didn't know how to use a yellow pad. I had a square wooden desk, and Downey goes, "Here's your room. Bye." And I'm like, I don't know what's going on. What am I doing? And so everyone has so much to do on their own plate. You do, Bob, Dana does. And it's hard to take a second to tell someone, hey, because it's someone that not ultimately might take your job, but just one more person kind of in your way in a weird way. And you have to put that aside for a second and be a human being. And you did that. It was very nice. And now whenever I see you at a party, if it's a showbiz thing, I don't see Dana out as much unless we have dinner, but I run into Bob places and then I just beeline over to him because we always just start laughing within seconds. And that's fun to have. And we got through the craziness and we're both sort of sane.
Absolutely, buddy. That's how I feel. I never told you this, but that party at Guy O'Series where I met McCartney and got to sit with him for 15, 20 minutes. Nice. As Naomi and I were walking in, my wife and I'm dreading going to this party because I'm, 59 or at the time 54 or whatever, and thinking, fuck it, I don't want to go out anymore at all, ever. And I'm thinking it's just going to be intimidating. There's going to be famous people here, and I don't know what to say to them. And I turn to Naomi and I go, you know what? David Spade will be here. And buddy, we walk in the front door and we look down the hall and there you are. It fucking blew our minds.
I love
He's a man about town.
There was one time I went to Guys. I didn't even go I obviously don't go to the Oscars, but I didn't go to Vanity Fair or anything. I just went straight over to Guys because Rock was over there. And I get there, and before you get in, there's a line for the bathroom. So I just stand in line for a second, and then McCartney comes behind me, and then he has a little chitter chatter, and then I'm floored, and then Bono comes out. So I knew I was like, again, like you, I don't think anyone knows what to say to anyone. So yeah. I do a few jokes that, sort of strike out, and then we all kind of dart our eyes, and then I drift
Bob,
away.
Do you have something throughout, Mr. Show or anything? If someone comes up to you in an airport or something, I assume like most celebrities, specific compliments are the most flattering rather than you're great. Because someone came up to me, I'll just couch it. They came up to me at an airport and they said, I love skinheads in Maine, the thing I did with Colbert on my show. And it's so specific. My friends share that and laugh about it all the time. But you must have 100 of those, especially with Mr. Show. There's so many quirky.
Mr. Show.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I have, I mean, we've all gotten to do lots of cool stuff between the three of us. I've just had the variety in my career is sometimes strange in its intensity, you know, because this movie, Nobody, that I did, this action movie, that's like around the world, a whole different audience that probably they've never heard of Mr. Show. Some of them have seen Breaking Bad, and they're just like a whole nother set of people. But you know, the strangest thing is I always do have to do the math when somebody comes up to me of like, I have no idea what you know me from. What you think I did that was great. And I've had the biggest surprise is how more than a few times a year, somebody will come up and go, "You are so great on How I Met Your Mother. I mean, you're just the best."
Wow.
And it's like, I was on the show 6 times. Do you have anything like that, David? Do you have anything?
Probably.
Yeah, I mean, there are little nuggets that I've done that people, you know, I get Emperor's New Groove, and that's the only thing they know me from because my voice. And then you get things that are like Light Sleeper, where I played one scene, and someone doesn't really know you at all, and they know you're famous or you're something, but that's the only thing in your whole life they saw. And they appreciate it. So I'm happy. And it's true. I can sort of guess by who's coming up. I'm guessing sort of what they know me from. Yeah. You know what I mean? And you might be able to get a feel. If they just say you're great, I go, yeah, well, let's dig in.
I find that if someone is funny or in one scene of a movie or one part of a show, if they catch me and really make me laugh or impress me, I'm kind of like a fan from then on, even if it's just like a small cameo. But Bob, the interesting part of your story obviously is like, we know where it sort of is, it went. And I'm just wondering, when we go back to 87 to 91 and knowing you and your work ethic, your smarts and funny, all that stuff, like, how does that guy, what was the emotional, I mean, who was Bob in those years that was so tenacious and so talented that then you went to this, and then, of course, Nobody is, that they're going to make 10 of those. That was so great for that genre,
I
to
fucking love
reinvent that
Nobody.
genre.
Thanks. Listen, first of all, I got to tell you, when they finally greenlit that movie and I went to go make it, obviously I'm thinking probably we're going to fuck everything up and it'll be a mess. But I also thought, if it works,
Yeah. Then
the thing I'm most excited about is my friends going, what the fuck?
Yes, I said it.
I love
it. It what? It's like Bob is doing this now, and it's not a one-off. That is too good. It's like too fucking good.
I watch it and I go, this better be exactly what I think it's going to be, and it was, and it delivered. And the fight, I think it was on a bus or something. I'm like, what the
fight
fuck?
scenes,
I couldn't even do. I was like, I'm a bigger puss out of all of us, and I couldn't even do the fake stunts for that because I'm such a puss. I'd be like, we can't even fake do it with you.
Yeah,
it's because I go, I don't really need to get beaten up, but I can't lift my leg up and kick, and this will hurt my clavicle if I hold this too high. So I liked that it was you, and you have to be in shape.
Oh yeah,
just to do a fight scene, a fake
for
one.
That, right?
I really
to pull
did.
punches, to do anything.
Guys, I worked really hard because I knew I had a long way to go, and listen, right from the start, it was like, look, if we're gonna do this, it's not going to be ironic. I'm not going to wink at the camera. I'm not going to give myself an out. I'm going to look like an asshole. I'm going to look like
or
a huge
badass
middle life crisis. Loser, pathetic, like what happened to you guy. I'm going to do this thing all the way or not at all. And then if it works, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't work, well, who didn't think it wouldn't work? I mean, come on. But I did.
When do you realize it worked? At a test screening or at just rough dailies, or is there a certain point where you go, this is actually coming together? COVID
really worked in our favor because we had a cut. It was good, but it felt kind of like an indie movie. It was a little slow and small. And then because of COVID, this editor, who's the second editor on the project, whose name is on it because it should be, said, I got nothing to do. Give me your movie. Let me fuck with it. And 2 weeks later, this guy turned the movie back to us, and it was like, oh, wow. okay, wait a second. And the interesting thing is, he built the sequence that opens the film out of shit that was on the cutting room floor. Not shot for the movie,
Really?
just thrown away.
What a worker.
And everything else in the movie, all he did was chop it a little bit, shift some of the order a little bit, not much. And it was a totally different movie, totally different experience, and just worked from the get-go. That
Tighten and Brighton.
It was amazing what this guy did.
Because you connected to the character, because it does work in the whole emotional arc. You really do feel. I feel sympathetic for your character. I want him to win.
Yeah, well, that's actually, honestly, that's one of the things I thought I could bring to that genre is
vulnerability.
Vulnerability, genuine, like that you bought.
Yeah.
Like, because a lot of times, you don't really, they try to have it, but they
force.
You don't really buy it, but you don't care if you're watching an action movie. A lot of times you don't care. You're like, so what? I like this guy. I like the scenario.
Go hit somebody.
Yeah, it's fine. Go, let's see the action and let's have some fun with it. But I thought, is there something I could bring to this genre? And I thought, around the world, I'm known from Better Call Saul. And that's a character who's getting his ass kicked in a lot of ways, and emotionally getting his ass kicked. And I play him, and there's a sort of a great degree of empathy that people have for that guy. And what the story Evan Schiff is the editor. Evan Schiff came on board and made that thing a beauty. It's important to give credit.
I love it.
Yeah.
And
well, if you're bullied a lot, Bob, like I was and Dana was, and those movies are fucking I love, because it's what I could never do. And when you see like Death Wish with Charles Bronson, he's at least a guy that's not getting bullied every day because he's tough. But when you see a guy like you, I totally buy. I go, all right, Bob's a nice guy. He's out there trying to fucking get through the world like everybody. And people just always fuck. They do it to me all the time. And so I know Chris Rock is doing the sequel. But anyway, but I feel like when you see you in that situation, and I'm like, please fucking screw these guys up. It's like the Equalizer or something.
Right. And it's the fantasy wish fulfillment that I could deliver on, because I could really be that first iteration of the guy, and you really, really felt like, he really is. Yeah. It's not just, I don't know, Tom Cruise with glasses on, or or a buttoned up shirt, a shirt buttoned up to the collar.
I think you go into a bar, or you go into someone and you say you want to see somebody, they don't want you to, and you don't back down at all on anything, which is I love. You just go, I think it's best if you, and you're like, this is the way I want to talk in all my whole life. I just want to say, listen, here's what's going to happen. I hit you, you hit the ground. I hit the next guy, he goes down. And the guy's like, what are you talking about? And you're like, you wait about 30 seconds. You'll see how this hit goes. I love that shit. Well, I love it.
So the fun of this idea, this thing I had, this secret I had inside me when I'm training, which is like my friends, Dana Carvey, David Spade, all these guys, if I get to make this and it comes off, they're just not going to know where to turn. They're going to have to go to the hospital and get an MRI.
Definitely. It was a little bit of opening an old-fashioned newspaper. Bob Odenkirk starring in action film. What the fuck?
And the picture, the poster's like you kind of beat up, I think.
That is a great poster.
What's going on here? Yeah.
Well, it was a great joy to make that happen and to have that come to life. But anyway...
Can I ask you a personal question?
Dana. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I just for a second, because you're starring in this film, and film and television have all overlapped. Now it's like the best stuff's on television. You're starring in a film, so like when you're like in the 70s, whatever. What films woke you up to filmhood or show business? Like, what was a seminal film for you as a kid? It could be for Ben Stiller. It was the Poseidon Adventure. For Bill Hader, it was Taxi Driver.
Hanks was 2001.
I can tell you, American Graffiti.
Oh yeah, okay. Ron Howard, 1973. Wow. Harrison Ford.
Yeah, and I'd gone to films, fun movies at the Cineplex, and they were just building Cineplexes at the time. But we had an old time movie theater in our small town of Naperville, Illinois, and I'd seen a John Wayne film there on its first run.
Big Technicolor.
That's how old I am.
No.
Yeah.
Rio Lobo.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was the Cowboys.
And I liked it. And it was great. And I loved going to movies when I could. But we didn't go to a lot of movies. But going to that little old theater where, they showed just the latest thing from the studios for a week or two, right? And seeing American Graffiti, man, that was a totally different vibe than everything I had seen
I remember it.
in that theater or anywhere. That was, it was new wave for film in America. And it felt more real. It had a modern energy to it. And it's a very good film.
Yeah.
I mean,
George Lucas.
It's really good. Yeah.
It's so interesting to see a movie that sort of changes the way you think, and maybe it tilted you toward comedy, maybe not, but just that's the beauty of movies when you see a bunch that do nothing and you're just sort of killing time, and then one just grabs you.
Right.
Nothing like it. It's what you want to do when you make movies. You go, I want one that people remember.
Right. Something.
That's the funnest
yeah,
part.
that's the thing a movie can be that a TV show pretty much isn't, which is this kind of very core elemental connection that just gets you deeply. It's like it's a fable and it really takes you on a ride. I think with TV, you're always, no matter how well it's done, you just aren't as close to those lead characters. You're still just watching the story. You can be totally wrapped in the story, but you're just not. I don't know. I feel like movies just kind of grab you and take you on that one ride, and you feel close to those characters in a personal way. But
I
it's just
agree.
theory.
It might be the fact that it's singular, Bob.
Yeah.
Like, it's just you go, and this is at beginning, middle, end, and you go, wow, and you want to see the whole thing again. And TV, sometimes you go, if someone says, "Did you see the series?" I'm like, oh, what? And they're like, it's on episode 4.
Yeah.
I mean, like season 4. You go, I can't.
But
I don't have 200
yeah, I
hours
know.
right now.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Bob. I just think the power of film more than ever now is turning off the cell phone and not being distracted, because you're watching something with your wife, you're enjoying it, and then ring, ring, a ding, a ding. I mean, it's just it's a problem.
Yeah.
So the focus of a film.
Well, is really strong and really a powerful experience. Anyway, I still love TV and I love everything that we all get to do. And I like moving around. And I certainly don't think I have a future as a movie star, but I will get to make a few more movies, but it's not important to me. It wasn't like the drive of my life. I was driven by comedy, as my book really, really says. I mean, I'm really trying to warn people with that title. I know a lot of people know me from
Warn them.
Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad, but I want to say,
oh, right.
I'm going to talk about, comedy in Chicago in 1985, and you're probably not going to give a shit about that. And
Right. You definitely have fans that don't know you from comedy at all.
Yeah, at all.
That's rare for us, for comedians, that you have a whole huge new crowd.
It's true. And I want to move around between these things, because that's always been the most fun thing for me. And that's one of the reasons I think I love sketch comedy so much, is you're just jumping around from different ideas, different tones. Something's really broad. Something's a little subtler. I like jumping around between all that stuff.
So how did you find yourself? Because not everyone, if people should read the book, but just quickly, that journey from, I know Monty Python was a big wake up call for you, and then you went to Chicago Second City. But what was it about Monty Python that's not in the book? What are your even today? You feel like that is the one that you and your brother Bill just went, holy shit.
Yeah, I think. There's a lot of comedy in the 70s that we all watched. It had kind of some of it was great, for sure. I mean, I loved Carol Burnett's show. The vibe with those people was like joining a party that was a very welcoming party.
Friendly and sweet.
It wasn't like they were, friendly and sweet. And we sure needed that in my house. So I loved that. But I think Python was, for me, the thing that spoke about how I looked at the world, and it kind of put an arm around me and said, yeah, the adults are crazy assholes, and don't worry, you're not the only one thinking this, and it's okay. You can laugh at it. That's what you can do, and I think it's because they're young guys. They were in their 20s making that show, and they were very smart, and they're very silly, like extremely silly, but very smart.
Yeah,
and that's
it's a tough combo to get right.
Yeah, that's the magic combination to me, and I just, it just spoke to the way I needed to see the world, to be really comforted. I mean, this is what all the things we do and the things that affect us on a deep level do. In whether it's a movie or a book or a TV show or someone's stand-up act, is it makes you feel less alone. You just get that feeling of, I'm not the only one who sees this in the world. And when you're a kid and you're 10 or 11, at the time I was, I think, 11 when I first saw Python, that is a crucial, you're just about to become an adult. You're probably really sensing, and in my house, I mean, life was extremely unstable at that point, because there's, at that point, 5 kids, 2 more to come.
Wow.
2 more to come. How the fuck does that happen? When, financially it's off the rails. There's no future. There's no stability anywhere near you.
Jesus.
And like how, and you just as a kid, no one's including you in any of that shit. Your parents
Your dad was Alec Baldwin?
Oh boy, I wish he was. I wish he was.
Mine wasn't a picnic either, but we've talked about this, I'm sure, privately, but it was rough, but yours sounds really intense. And
but I mean, look, but it's not that special.
No,
I mean, I try to express in the book, look, I know my childhood is not special. It is a very typical 70s childhood. People were just starting to have the word alcoholism in their vocabulary.
Yeah.
I mean, there was, it was just coming to understand a lot of all of my dad's friends all ended up broke, bankrupt, divorced. All
really?
Of them. And he used to take us out. He used to, occasionally when he would hang out with us, he would take us to his office and we'd go to lunch with these 5 guys, and they'd get fucking ripped at lunch. And all of them, car crashes, divorce.
It's like America.
The playbook. It was like the playbook. Hey, you had your car crash. I'm next. And I remember my dad getting in his car accident, and his was a good one. He went through the window.
In his car accident?
Yeah. He went through the window and landed like 15 feet outside the car.
Oh, wow.
And I remember him looking in the mirror, picking glass out of his head. Like even like a week later, he's still picking little pieces of glass out of his bald head.
Jeez.
God
so
damn.
you went in.
But come on.
That was the 70s. That was a dad.
Yeah, right?
I mean, my dad was a drunk.
We had all kinds of
mean,
excitement. Yeah.
Yeah, but look, the bottom line is it wasn't special. It was just where I was at when comedy came along and told me, he's nuts. It's crazy. It's okay. Yeah. Just laugh at it. And Steve Martin on SNL was also like a superpower rocket ship to like Crazy Town and the best comedy, the best mix of, conceptualized, like the Fast Drunk Brothers. Like that's fucking off the rails stuff,
the wild and crazy guys.
2 wild and crazy guys.
I am.
But they pull it off, and it isn't. Look, there was a thing about the 70s humor that was kind of cute and palsy and didn't make me happy. The dangerous stuff is what made me happy, and that's what came around this time for me.
Yeah, Carlin.
By the way, your
Pryor.
American Graffiti was my Life of Brian in Arizona.
Really?
I saw Life of Brian, and I was like, "What the fuck is it?" I didn't know anything on Monty Python. I just went to a comedy, and we snuck in because it was R-rated.
Wild.
And it really hit me like, "What the fuck are these guys?" It was nothing like I'd seen, and I don't want to harp on it, but I just wanted to acknowledge that Monty Python stuff did hit me also. I mean, I saw Animal House, I saw all the stuff I'm supposed to see and fucking loved, and then that was just a little different move and smart, silly, of course, and just doing stuff we didn't do here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I had the same reaction. All of my friends loved it.
And you now, Bob, I have to ask Bob if he wrote for Dennis because I didn't know that. I don't think I knew you wrote for Dennis Miller before SNL.
Yeah, before I got on as a writer, I would send jokes. Well, I would send scripts to Robert.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what happened.
Okay.
I was doing different crazy shit in Chicago. Stand-up, sketch shows, anything. And Robert Smigel, I'd seen his work at this little theater that we all went to school at called the Players Workshop, and he wrote a show there that later became a hit show. It ran for like a year and a half and made tons of money. And so I saw that show in its early iteration, and it was already solid. It's such good writing and so strong. It's so like it just works. Like I had a hit ratio of like 15%, and I didn't care. By the way, that was fine. And Smigel had a hit ratio of like 90%, and it was like,
yeah, he was a big slugging percentage.
like, holy shit, man! I don't know where that comes from. Robert says it's the Rupert Pupkin effect, is what he calls his achievement as a young writer. Where all these years I've been pretending in my head that I was this writer, and I've been sort of writing stuff in my head, like Rupert Pupkin in his basement. And then he said, if you notice on the show, in the movie, The King of Comedy, when he actually gets a chance, it actually works.
He's actually pretty
He gets
good.
laughs.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like just from hundreds of hours of doing it in front of the wall.
Interesting.
And I hadn't done what Robert did, I think, not even close to the hours he'd put in on really examining writing and sketch work and what a sketch is. But I saw his work. I loved it. He saw me in this crazy show. It was off the rails, silly stuff, but I was doing characters, and the only thing you could recommend about it was my commitment and my silliness. I mean, it was super silly. And he got that I was willing to just go that far and thought it was cool. And we started writing a show together, and then he got hired at SNL. Mm-hmm. And so here I am in Chicago, and he doesn't know anybody when he gets to SNL. So he's calling me up on a Monday and going, I have these 2 ideas, calling me again on Tuesday, reading the script to me. I'm going, do this joke. What about this? I'm just pitching him jokes. And he just has a partner, even though he's, at SNL, new to the job, and he's got someone to call and work his stuff with. And so I'm sending stuff in. I guess he's sharing it with some other writers. And then I'm sending jokes in for Dennis, and Dennis is doing them. I mean, know what that means to somebody who's waiting tables in Chicago.
Yeah. You see a joke on the air?
Yeah, I remember my first joke. I remember delivering food to the table at Ed DeBevick's in Chicago, and I keep checking the screen because they have SNL on. You can't hear it, but it's on the TV. And there's that picture of Bob Hope, and there's my nasty joke, mean-spirited joke. Mean-spirited from this fucking kid.
Do you want to tell us what it is?
The statute of limitations on respecting Bob Hope for his earlier work ran out today.
Taking a shot.
I love it.
And that's the statute of limitations. It's all the language, and it's like a nicely, tightly written.
Funny. And it's short
sweet.
and tight.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And people.
And it's something everyone's thinking.
Yes,
no one says out loud.
No one says out loud, and and it did great. And Dennis does a couple of my jokes over the next year or two. And Smigel, actually, there was one scene I wrote that got on. It was the Sideshow of the Stars. So, they had Circus of the Stars, and this was Sideshow of the Stars, where they have, I don't even remember the jokes, but somebody's got hair all over their body that you didn't know or something. Some, sitcom actor. And Robert, of course, punched that way up. But that was the only sketch that I got on when I hadn't been a writer there yet. And then I had that meeting with Lauren that I detail in the book, and I kind of exaggerated.
Oh.
But the truth is, Dana and David, I went into Lauren's office, and I really did think this guy does not want his ass kissed. He's heard enough people, praise him. He wants to, if he's going to hire somebody, he wants to hear somebody with a critical mind.
Some moxie.
I got to hear what you said. I'm sure it's in the book.
Well, I mean, I just went like, yeah, I don't know. What do you think of the show? Do you like it? I don't know.
I could fix it.
It's been better. It's been better for sure. I mean, I think the early years.
Wow.
And what comedy do you like?
What do you like?
Oh, Monty Python. Monty Python. Now that was great, and that was great because it was smart and silly, and they didn't have to. They knew their lines. They weren't. Reading cue cards.
Yeah.
I'm fucking ripping the show. Because
thanks for coming in, Bob.
I kind of think he's gonna like this, I mean, talk about not reading a room, man. Holy shit! And the fact that he hired me is insane. The only thing I had in my favor was he doesn't really. He doesn't have to examine that kind of hiring that closely. I mean, if a couple of writers want you to hire somebody, you're going to say, sure, go ahead, give them a try. Mm-hmm. We can try.
They think they're good because he doesn't. He's not first. How can he tell in a meeting?
Yeah, but also,
and he goes, in fairness, I wasn't listening.
The other thing I'd say, David, is, I mean, Lauren loves Python too. I mean,
friends with all of them.
Lauren also. Yeah, Lauren probably would say, if you said, what's the best comedy show of the last 100 years? He'd go, oh, well, it's not my show. It's Monty Python. Mm-hmm. And so the fact is he probably kind of, well, the other thing is he also knows what it's like to sit across from a very nervous young person who doesn't know what to say, is completely wildly intimidated. And he's just done that 10,000 times and probably kind of gave me a little break for that. Maybe.
Sure. He's very funny also, and I don't know if that always comes across. So we talk about him because we joke, but he's very funny. He's very dry, and when you can make Lauren laugh at read through, it's so fun. Yeah. When he cracks up. Yeah. Sometimes he slaps the table and laughs, and you're like, oh my god, what a home run.
Yeah. I never did that, but yeah.
Bob, we Dana, I don't know if you remember when I was having some troubles on the show, and I think I would just credit Bob with the one in my picture in my head when I'm joking about People Magazine or just killing time in the day. And Bob is a great laugher, by the way, which always helps disarm, make you feel better.
Very generous laugher.
And
a sincere laugher.
Sort of came up with Hollywood Minute and steered it with me. And remember, Bob, we were thinking like maybe it could be a show.
Oh, David, what did I do to help you with that?
Well,
I just said what you do here back in the writer's room, you should just do that.
Yes, it was something that simple, but it made me, and we were framing it, and I'm like, could it be a show called Guess What? Remember, it's like, guess what? You're an idiot. And then it turned into like just a series of photos, which when you said that Bob Hope one, that was kind of like a simple way it's put, do a joke, try to think of something people are thinking. Everyone's kissing ass to celebrities. And I was unknown, which helped, just innocent looking. That was part of it. That's why I didn't want to do it as much later because I sort of turned into someone people knew, and then it turns meaner, and then it was just kind of fun to take someone's legs out for no reason. Like, hey, this guy is famous. Fuck you. and there was always a reason. Like, I didn't want to go at people more than once because, you get one freebie if they screw up, and I didn't want it to be that mean. It was just for fun, but but it was a big help. Just the fact that you encouraged or even listened to me in between we're eating Wally and Joseph's or whatever, it was nice. Well, and then it sort of just got me thinking.
I love to hear somebody young. I've helped a couple of young talent groups or people to find some way forward. And it's because I know what it's like to tread water and lose ground and be lost. And if you can give somebody a little cue that maybe gives them a shortcut or clarifies what they're doing already, and it's a great feeling to be able to do that. And I guess I've done that even more than I thought, but I like to do it. I mean, part of it is, one of the ways that you can use your skills when you've been at SNL for a few years as a writer, and by the time you were there, I'd been there for 3 years, and I finally was feeling like I'm starting to understand what the show needs, because instead of what I wanted it to be, which was insane, because it's never going to be Monty Python. It's not
change it to what
loud, right?
Oh my God! There's so much about
Deal with
it.
the reality. What's the reality? How can you help? What's the show?
It took me for years. Yeah. But somewhere around my third year, my brain started to calm down and go, wait, it's not this other thing that you want it to be. It is a thing that has all kinds of. First of all, it's so fucking hard to do. Whenever we talk about it and we critique the show, and I mean, the fucking thing just on the face of it is impossible.
It's absurd.
It's an impossible thing. It's absurd. And the more I go back, the more I go. When I go back and see the show being done, I'm like, oh my God, this is impossible. When I was young, I never thought that. Oh my God. When I got hired there, I was like, come on, how come this isn't better? Come on, work, you guys. This is not hard. This is easy. This shouldn't be hard. And it's like, once you've produced a few things, you're like, you want me to do a show Saturday night with sets?
And how good all the departments are. Yeah, the departments are so fucking on it.
They're so good.
They're so cracked.
Anyway.
Did you ever think during a long dress show, sometimes I thought maybe tonight's the night the show won't go on. They'll show a rerun or something. Sometimes it just seemed
I never thought that. I mean, I think it more now, but again, when I was there, Dana, when I started there, I had I don't know, you guys know, the people who start in this business, there's such a strange mix of confidence, self-doubt, ego, self-hatred. It's the weirdest. Like, how does it work? How does it work that you have a friend, we all have a friend, literally walks around all day hating themselves, talking about how stupid and dumb they are, and then gets on stage and tells a crowd of strangers what they think. Like,
it's a madhouse.
Well, how does that work? Something's wrong here, because if you don't think you're worth anything, then you shouldn't be thinking, give me that mic. I need to tell everyone what I
give me that mic.
I just always felt
I need to lecture these people.
Bob, I always felt if I didn't kill, I'd get fired. I felt like I had to destroy it. Maybe I pushed a little too much at times until I got to Johnny Carson. Was the only sketch I did toward the end where I wasn't pushing. But I just wanted to make the point that, are you still with us? Your screen's frozen. Oh, okay. God, you were just...
Oh, yeah.
Is that it seemed like you were... Like, if you told me you had a pretty good time on SNL, wouldn't surprise me, because it seems like you were sort of around a lot. Like, you'd be in a room with Conan or Robert, or here's an example I wanted the audience to hear. Franken and I are doing a George Bush Sr. We're sitting around somewhere going, hey, I'm doing the thing, gotta do it. And then it was, we're trying to go... I think Al said, in the lesson of Vietnam, and you had just eavesdropped or just walked by, and you just went, stay out of Vietnam. And that killed on the show on Saturday. Lesson of Vietnam, stay out of Vietnam. Do you remember that moment, Bob? But I think you were around the show a lot. Grumpy Old Man was really you originated that. I don't know. It seemed like you were around.
I listen. If I try to think of the things I contributed to SNL, and basically I say in my book that I didn't help at all, and I got paid, and I learned so much about how to write a sketch and what a sketch is made of. and then I gave nothing back, nothing in return. Like Lauren totally got the shit end of the stick with me. But probably those things maybe added up to something. The little things that I was able to do because Robert included me in writing, or anybody did. I mean, I can think of some of them because they stick out because they were. It would meant a lot to me when I was able to help and say something that helped. I wanted it to work. That's the other thing. Sometimes I think when I talk about the show, it sounds like I hated the show or thought it was dumb and fuck this place. And it's not true. It's not true. I wanted nothing more than to be helpful and meaningful there. And it would have meant so much to me to feel that way. But I just did my best, and
but you brought in like motivational speaker, which is one of the greats. I mean, that's just that alone. You could have fucking walked off.
David, that was after I left. That scene was. Is
that true?
That was the next. Yeah, that they did that scene the year after I left. Now they gave me credit for it, of course, because I wrote it. I wrote it alone in my apartment in Chicago, but that wasn't even. I had left.
Van Down by the River. Just that.
Wow.
Van Down by the River is poetry.
I mean, just the fact that it's one of the most... I mean, listen, I just was in the scene and I hear about it every day. So, but I had nothing to do with it. I just was cast, thank God, Lord Jesus.
Well, you guys know that as proud as I am that I wrote it, and I'm supremely proud. It's a standout moment in my life.
And SNL's life.
Is, Chris Farley is the reason.
Freight Train.
He's just, come on. I mean, that guy, I talk about him a lot in the book, and it's weird, and it's fun to talk to you guys right now because I mentioned to Howard Stern on his podcast that, it's strange to write about somebody who I mean, David, you were very close to him. I was not. I mean, I felt very close to him, but so did anyone who saw him perform.
Or even hung out with him.
Or
He's
met
such
him.
a sweet.
Yeah, he was so nice and look in the eye and just like shake your hand and be happy. And they felt like, oh, that's why he was so lovable. They're like, oh, this guy's my friend immediately.
Yeah, Howard said, I didn't really know him. And I said, but you did. You did, because you saw him
perform. Yeah.
You saw him as a...
That's basically what it was, yeah.
And so I felt a little strange about writing as much as I did, but it was pure honesty, and he affected me and impacted me greatly, as he did everyone who got to know him. So, it's fun to talk about how I got to write that sketch and that it played so well on the show, but it's all Chris, The show is always performance. One of the things that probably bothered me was that SNL is always going to reward and celebrate a performance laugh over a construction story laugh. And as a writer, I'm wanting those two to at least be equal.
Right.
Or if not, lean in my direction, where you go, yeah, that performer who says Van Damme there, he's all right. But the fucking idea, that's so well constructed.
And that probably was Jack Handy, right? Jack Handy. Yeah.
A Jack Handy sketch is a Jack Handy sketch. It is funny because Jack Handy is fucking genius. And it does it. You can put 7 other actors in there. If they're okay, you're going to laugh your ass off.
Caveman lawyer. I mean, Phil was great, but the concept of what it was just so Jack Handy.
And Phil nailing it, but he's nailing a great
piece of writing
sketch that was written so well. And Handy sketches, like a fingerprint within a half a page at read through. You're like looking around going, is this Jack Handy? Like it's immediately comes out of the gate.
I would love to talk to you guys for 5 more hours.
Yep. I love you, Bob. Thank you for coming, man.
Thanks so much.
Bob, it's been such a pleasure.